So as the title and the thumbnail would suggest, there's a lot of very interesting stuff going on with Sunday in Honkai's Star Rail. But you didn't need me to tell you that, because he's a very conflicted character, and we as the audience are very conflicted about how we feel about the guy. As a result, there's a lot of theories revolving around Sunday. I wanted to make my own videos about my theories about Sunday, but I haven't felt like I could make a cohesive video that an audience could truly get behind, so I just haven't done it up to this point. That is until I found an image that's definitely worth talking about. Now, I didn't actually find this image myself. Someone in my Discord ended up linking an Instagram page for Star Rail Sunday, and that is where this image comes from. So thanks Star Rail Sunday for this image. This image ended up confirming something that I've been thinking about Sunday for a while now. Some of the best storytelling in the entire world is done through a strategy known as show don't tell, or a less is more kind of style. And when this is implemented, it creates a situation where the player can go out there and find some of the story for themselves if they felt so inclined to do so. That way the story isn't jammed down your throat, and the players that are really interested in finding this stuff out can go and find it for themselves. They get to feel like a detective or an archaeologist. It gives you that same type of beautiful feel, and you feel so rewarded for having done so, rather than have it handheld to you and just given to you on a silver platter for free. It's so much more enjoyable when you put a little bit of effort in yourself and get that much more back out of it. And it helps create a beautiful situation. So if I can stop waffling for a second here, or pancaking if you will, let me show you the image in question here. Hidden in plain sight as part of Sunday's design, never truly being hidden away, are Sunday's wings. Yes, underneath Sunday's jacket, you would usually expect a vest to exist with this type of dress. He's wearing a dress suit type of design. Usually you have an outer sport coat or jacket, underneath you have a vest, and underneath that you have a button-up shirt. That's essentially what we're looking at here. But he doesn't have a vest at all, or at least you can't see a vest. What you're actually looking at are Sunday's wings. And on Robin's design, we see wings on her as well in a similar area around her midsection. This is a very interesting clue, and obviously this was meant to be somewhat hidden, but not really if you're truly paying attention. And Sunday's design has a lot of very interesting imagery, such as all of the different eyes on him as well. There's also theories about Sunday and his potential connection to the meme beast, because the meme beast is covered in eyes as well. The only two entities on Penacony that are covered in eyes in this exact same shape are Sunday and the meme beast. But the meme beast theory is a theory for another day, so we'll just put a pin in that for now. As if the universe is working in my favor for the first time in my entire life, when I hop on my computer to start making this theory video, Honkai Star Rail's YouTube channel ended up uploading a very interesting video for Robin, which included some lore and backstory for Robin and for Sunday, and it includes Robin and Sunday's clear mother. And these wings that are on Robin and Sunday are clearly meant to sort of depict some type of connection between Robin, Sunday, and their mother. And this rabbit hole has only opened up just a little tiny bit. There's still a lot more to this than meets the eye. A lot more than I'm going to be able to explain in this theory, because we still have patch 2.2 and 2.3 and beyond for this to fully develop. But we already have a lot that came from patch 2.1, which you're going to find rather interesting. Which brings me to what I truly wanted to talk about, revolving around Sunday's lore, or theory ideas revolving around Sunday. You may have noticed that in the patch 2.1 main story and all of our dialogue sequences, that in the background of most of those cutscenes, there is a bird in the background. Very interesting, considering Sunday is a very heavy part of the patch 2.1 story, and also Robin is a very important character on Penacony as well. And both of them have bird imagery on their character designs, and they even have bird kind of like wings coming off the back of their heads. Now, there's a lot of bird imagery on Penacony specifically for Honkai Star Rail, or just Hoyoverse in general. For example, Robin's name is literally the name of a bird, and within the family there is a sub-faction known as the Nightingale family. The Nightingale is a bird, and the Nightingale might be what is represented in the Dew Light Pavilion, when you are doing that puzzle to help get yourself to where? The conference room where you end up meeting Sunday, of course. And it's this same bird that seems to be depicted when Sunday is sort of, I guess you could say in all these cutscenes and you see that bird in the background. However, that bird does seem to look a little bit different. That bird seems to almost look like a raven, which is rather interesting because Raven is the name of the character that Natasha is actually a doppelganger for from Honkai Impact 3rd. Do I think there's any actual connection with that? Probably not, but I found that to be very interesting. And then, of course, all over Penacony, there's all those hidden, I don't know what you'd call them. Are they toucans, or what kind of bird are those? I genuinely don't know, but there's obviously a ton of very interesting bird imagery on Penacony, which shows a very, very strong connection and a very, very strong importance between Sunday, her mother, and Robin as far as the Penacony lore and story goes. And so part of what I think is going on here is rather than be one main bird represented for Penacony, clearly there's a lot of different birds being represented on this planet. Robin, for example, seems to represent literally a robin. Robin's mother probably represented some type of bird, perhaps the bird that is a part of the puzzle that helps us get to the conference room where we speak to Sunday during the main story of patch 2.1. And then I imagine Sunday probably represents some bird of his own as well that may have not been directly shown to us yet. But I think this bird in the background of all these different cutscenes is likely the bird that is tied to Sunday in some way or form. To me, it looks like a raven, but I don't have quite the best confirmation of what that could be at this time. It just looks like a raven, and it does seem like a different bird than the birds that were connected in the Dewlight Pavilion puzzle. You may have been wondering to yourself why this bird seems to show up in all of these different cutscenes, and you may have also wondered to yourself why Sunday seems to know so much. It's almost like he has eyes everywhere, and I think this bird is very much that connection. It reminds me of Naruto, where Naruto uses the Shadow Clone Jutsu, and whenever those clones go anywhere, whenever the clones disperse, all of that information that clone had in their head ends up getting brought back to the original person, which in Naruto's case is him. So I think that Sunday is directly connected to this bird, that the bird is essentially a part of Sunday rather than it be some sort of familiar or some sort of conjuration that he has. I think this is a bird that is directly connected to Sunday, and he can basically perceive the world through the eyes of this bird. But I need to point out something very, very important about this situation. Despite the fact that I do feel like this bird is directly connected with Sunday, I find it rather interesting that despite the fact it might be connected to Sunday, this bird is in the background of a lot of different cutscenes where Sunday is in. Why on earth would Sunday be spying on himself? I find that to be rather interesting, but it could just be a way for him to sort of, I guess you could say, play back the scenes that he has with people so that he can analyze these scenes to try to get the upper hand on people, like he got the upper hand on Aventurine, despite how good of a gambler and player Aventurine seems to be within this game. Sunday obviously has some moves of his own. And how else do you think he learned about what's going on with Gallagher? I mean, dude, how the heck did he figure that out in that last moment that we saw at the end of the 2.1 story if he didn't have something like this bird going around? So I wonder to myself if this bird is just being used in the cutscenes where Sunday is with the bird, just so that he can play back these things to himself as if it's a way of looking at the memory or looking at a video of yourself or something like that, so he can hyper analyze these different scenes. Or if he's able to also use this bird to kind of show other people, or if other people on Penacony, maybe other members of the family, might potentially be able to see through the eyes of this bird as well. It gets very, very interesting the further down this rabbit hole we go. So yeah, the fact that this bird is in the background of Sunday's cutscenes as well definitely could be a contradiction to the theory that Sunday is directly related to this bird in some way, but it also makes me wonder whatever happened to Sunday and Robin's mother. Is she still alive? Is this bird maybe her bird? It's a very complicated situation, and there's still a lot more to learn, and I can't wait to find out more in the patch 2.2 and the patch 2.3 main stories. So rather than try to sell you on some theory I can't honestly fully back myself, I wanted to leave this as an open-ended community-style theory. I want to know what your thoughts are on this situation, or if you noticed something that I might not have noticed or even be thinking about at all right now. So yeah, this isn't a complete theory. There's still a lot more to this, and there's still a lot more to Sunday as well. I can't wait to make more theory videos about him when I can find a way to make those theory videos make sense. You know what I mean? I don't want to sell you on an idea or show you guys a video of an idea that I don't think has any merit to it, or that I can't properly convey to you guys. So I hope you guys found this very interesting, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. So if you like this type of stuff, consider leaving a like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this theory, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.